Hey everyone, it's Joe Waxman. Hey, what's up? Guys, in this video, I want to look at the likely related astrological significance of the 4B movement. A lot of the disappointed liberal women, disappointed that Trump won, are shaving their head and talking about swearing off men and not going to date anymore. And um, they're very upset about it. And I think it's interesting, to watch. I mean, in relation to um, astrology, because I noticed something which I didn't see anyone else talking about. So I think I'm going to point it out. It's not really that unobvious, but you have to know what to look for. Um, Anyway, guys, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Book a reading with me, macrogoldmachine at yahoo.com. I am taking readings, and it'd be great if you wanted one, just reach out and email me, and we'll set that up. And if you're short on cash, listen, guys, if you want a reading, I will not turn anyone away. We'll work something out. So, yeah, just hit me up. Let me share my screen. All right. So trends are seen through Uranus. Uranus is the planet of exciting things, sudden things, things getting really heated and excited. All of a sudden, very suddenly, something happens. Wah! Right? That's very Uranian kind of energy, like an electric buzz, electric shock, lightning bolt. Something catches on, like, catches the excitement of the people really quickly, right? So, Uranus is conjunct Algol, right? And if you know about Algol, fixed star Algol, it's considered the most malefic. It's within 1 degree, but Uranus is also retrograde. But 1 degree is still, it's been going over this point for, so, Algol has been activated. We just need the right event to really stimulate it. But we see that with the election, this huge event, that Algol, Uranus over Algol is being stimulated. And what's the significance here? Algol, also called Medusa's head. Medusa's head. Think about that. What was Medusa? Medusa was a pretty maiden in Athena's temple. So Athena, Greek goddess, has her temple. Medusa was a pretty maiden in there. And the story goes that Poseidon seduced her and slept with Medusa in Athena's temple. Uh, Athena comes to find this out, catches them or whatever, is very upset because now Medusa desecrated the temple. She understands, of course, that she was seduced by Poseidon, who is also Neptune, right, the god of the ocean, uh, and related to all kinds of things, including illusion, confusion, deception. Also, we have Neptune in Pisces, also Saturn, and well, the moon's in transit. Moon's not going to be there for long. But we got lot of Neptunian influence. So like deception, drugs and alcohol, illusion, fantasy, right? So women are seduced by deception, right? In this story, a woman, right? This woman is Medusa. She's a pretty maiden. She's seduced by something that is deceiving her. We could say drugs or alcohol or just fantasy, delusion, right? And because of that, she's desecrating Athena's temple, which she's a part of. She was like a helper or assistant or something in there, right? A maiden. So Athena's really upset, and she punished her Medusa by turning her into a gorgon. Now the gorgon is the snake-headed, kind of almost demon or monster like who can turn men to stone, right? So these women are shaving their heads, not all of them, but they're also swearing off men, and they're also really, really angry. And a lot of them are full of, vitriol and like nastiness. And they're like, oh, like I heard a lot of like Aqua Tofana is coming up, like, oh, let's kill your. They're saying like divorce your husband, split up with your boyfriend, and kill them, right? It's stuff like that. It's like the worst horror. It's like that somehow is going to make things better or whatever, right? Like and obviously it's just rhetoric. They're probably not, because then they'd be going to jail and that would suck for them. So I mean, if they're have any common sense at all, that they'd realize it's a stupid thing to say and even stupider to do. But nonetheless, they are pretty pissed and they're saying these kind of things. That's alcohol, right? I've seen one video of like this woman dancing, and she keeps like posting images of like, women cutting the heads off men. Okay, that's also alcohol because alcohol has that relation because like again, the theme of Perseus uh cutting on Medusa's head off, right? And so that's one of the associations with alcohol, like the head cut off. But at least, they're shaving their head, right? And so that is a kind of related to like Medusa's head. She had snakes for hair, but they're just making themselves into this kind of like Gorgon image, swearing off men, not being attractive to men, wanting to kill men, stuff like that. So, I mean, there's not a whole lot to say here. I mean, Uranus is retrograde, so it's opposite the sun, so it's opposite it's more independent, it's more against the grain, opposite the mainstream, really defiant, very pure, rebellious expression of Uranus in Algol right now, right? And then Sun also is in Scorpio, so that kind of like deepens and intensifies it because that also has that kind of like the quality, the depth of experience, the intensity of Scorpio kind of adds to it. And there really isn't, I mean, we could look at, okay, it's disposited by Venus and Sag, the anaretic degree. Maybe that's playing into it because it's the anaretic degree. So there's kind of this quality of endings or transitions. The malefic, often considered malefic, but really, it's about endings and beginnings when it's at the end degree. Um, Also, Pluto is at also the anaretic degree, so there's a connection there. Venus is about to join Pluto in Capricorn. So anyway, not a whole lot to say, but it's just Uranus um, invoking the Medusa mythology that we're witnessing. It's pretty cool. I mean, from that sense, from astrology good kind of, you know, astrologer good kind of perspective. So anyway, I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting to observe. I'm sorry that these people are so upset, but they're being irrational. They've been seduced by Neptune, delusion, fantasy. They really have because they're not losing any rights. Let me just I know I'll probably get some dislikes for my uh, opinion that goes against the mainstream media, but like I'm not an idiot, so I'm not gonna be like, oh, CNN said this and that. Kamala lied about Trump, therefore I'm gonna believe the lies. Like I'm not stupid. I'm not sleeping with Neptune. So you can sleep with Neptune all you want. I'm not going to. Um, Here's the thing. Um, the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade, and Biden and Kamala have been in office since that happened. Did they do anything to change any of that? No, they didn't. You've been living under the same circumstances that you will for the next 4 years because Trump is not going to make an abortion ban. They're lying. I mean, it's plainly obvious because you can't just get inside the man's head. Like you can't just be like, oh, Kamala knows what Trump's thinking, even when Trump's saying he's not. Like, what the fuck are you like? What are you smoking? Like, that's stupid. Like, you can't just put words and ideas into this man's mouth and being like, yes, he will do this. I know the future. I mean, they've been wrong about everything. So that's your first clue. They're like, oh, Kamala's going to win. But if Trump wins, he's going to put an abortion ban. And Trump's like, no, I'm not. I'm not going to do that. Why would you say that? I'm not going to do that. I'm against that. Right. And then you're like, yes, he will. I know the future. You're not fucking psychic. You're not. CNN is not psychic. None of these people are psychic. They don't know the fucking future. They don't know Trump's mind. You have to believe him at face value because there's no reason not to. Right. You can't just be like, yes, he will do this. On what grounds? What evidence? There's none. You're being seduced by, you're being completely delusional. These women are 100% delusional. They're making shit up and then getting really fucking upset about the shit that they made up in their own head. So that's what it is. I mean, if you want the truth, that's the truth. People are just like believing lies, believing bullshit, and then getting really fucking upset about the bullshit lies that they believed in. And it's really obvious. And he's like, and you see this again and again and again. Like you watch videos and they're like, How do you know he's not going to do that? He's a liar. Like, based on what evidence, right? Like, you can't just put ideas into somebody's head. Like, this person's going to do that thing. Based on what? Like, you're just made that shit up. And they're saying they're not going to do it. And you're like, yeah, but he's a liar. This is like, you're the one who's been lying. Like, all the pundits, all the liberal media, they're like, oh, Kamala's going to have a win by a landslide. You're fucking wrong. So, like, why don't you just admit that you don't know what you're fucking talking about? Like, you're wrong about everything. So just shut the fuck up. Like, you've been proven wrong. Like, just take facts as facts. So anyway, it's complete nut house on that side of things. Like, good. Like, stop sleeping with men. That's what we've been saying. Stop whoring. Stop being whores. Right? That's the whole point. Yeah, you shouldn't. Abortion is not meant to be your birth control. You're not just meant to sleep around with everyone, get pregnant all the time, and just be free abortion on demand. Just healthcare. Just be irresponsible as all as can be little whores, and get abortions whenever you want. Fuck no. Like, why? Just close your legs. I'm 48. I've been with plenty, not plenty, but like a lot of women. You know how many times abortion came up? Zero, zero, because I'm an adult. It never came up. How many people I know? Like, I can count them. I can count the number of abortions I know about with all the people I've ever met. Right? I mean, maybe they're having abortions in secret, maybe, but probably not. Like, but I pretty much I know how many abortions that I've been witness to. It's like a couple, right? Like, I know of one actually that I can think of. And maybe somebody else did that I don't know about. But like, no, it's not a big thing. Like, and if you have abortions all the time, you're doing it wrong. It's just like, stop being a whore. Just grow up is what it is. Take some responsibility. You're not meant to just get pregnant all the time and then kill your babies, kill your unborn children. That's not healthy. That's not a good way to live. And if you're mad that you can't just have abortions on demand, that's your preferred form of birth control and that taxpayers have to pay for it, I have no sympathy for you. Like, you're just a spoiled, entitled brat that really just we don't deserve to cater to you. So if you want to swear off men for the rest of your life because that's your attitude, good. Nobody's hurt by you. Nobody's upset. We're all in favor of that. Like, stop sleeping around. Like, great. Right? Just stop. Like, yeah, good. Be better people. Close your legs. Be responsible. That's what the rest of us are doing. So, get on board. Grow up. Grow the fuck up. Stop being a little baby. That's what I gotta say. So anyway, that's it for now. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and book a reading with me if you're not completely offended. All right. See you.